Unnovations contains products that some viewers may find offensive. So if you're the type of viewer who's easily shocked, then please switch off now and save us all a lot of grief.
Coming up later on Unnovations. 1 in 3 people get abducted during their lifetime. Prepare for the worst with a good picture. Another satisfied customer tells us how much their Frank loved his Unnovation product.
My Frank loves his, and I trust my Frank's opinion.
And Tony Scannell brings you glass and grass in Tony Scannell's Glass and Grass Hour. But now on Unnovations, the TikTok Time Savers Hour.
Hello and welcome back to Unnovations, the one-stop shop that allows you to shop in one stop, or more than one stop, if that's what you prefer, because as I'm sure you all know, we're here 24/7, 24 hours a day, every day of the month.
And talking of time, as Beverly was just then, just a second ago, it's now time for that time we call our TikTok Time Savers Hour. 1 whole hour of time dedicated to time-saving devices. In fact, these devices are so good we could probably do the hour twice in the time it takes us to do it once, if we're quick.
Exactly. Well put, Ross. Shall we get on with it then?
OK, now, ask a scientist how much sleep you should get each night and he'll make the words 8 hours flash up on a computer screen for you. But with today's busy lifestyles, how many of us really have time to devote 8 whole hours to something as counterproductive as lying down with our eyes shut?
8 hours? That's time you could spend catching up with housework, weaving a basket, or just staring at a clock feeling glad to be alive and awake.
Exactly. And wouldn't it be great if there was some way of packing those 8 hours into 15 short seconds? Well, now there is. This ingenious little gadget is called a snoozinator, and quite simply, it knocks you into a deep sleep for 15 seconds. It works in a similar way to a stun gun, and indeed in the wrong hands could be equally hazardous. But then again, we're talking about a full night's sleep in 15 seconds. A bit like being in a coma, but shorter, and with less risk of permanent brain damage.
So how does it work?
Well, you simply hold it against your temple and pull the trigger. It sends a huge electrical-style impulse directly into the side of your mind that sends you to sleep.
Does it hurt your brain?
Well, no, because the most important parts are kept in the centre of your mind, and the snoozinator only attacks the outskirts. So you'll still be able to walk when you wake up, although prolonged use can turn some people a little bit racist.
My son's been having trouble sleeping, so I took one of these home, and not only did it knock him out like a cupboard, but he said afterwards that the recurring nightmare he's been having for the last year was over much faster than usual, although the man with the horse's eyes was stabbing him twice as quickly.
So it's easy knocking yourself out, but how do you wake up? Well, the snoozinator has a special cord that you attach to your spine just before sending yourself off to sleep. When 15 seconds are up, it shoots a current that makes your liver shake inside you, a bit like a mobile phone does when you switch it to vibrate. You can have your very own snoozinator for just £97.52, a small price to pay for a good night's sleep, and even better value when you realise you could quickly make the money back by working nights. Now you don't have to sleep anymore. In fact, thanks to this little chap, you can now see me hosting the Carpet Sales Zone from 4 AM every night this week. Brilliant. Truly brilliant.
But don't just take Ross's word for it. Take a look at this.
Susie, where have you been? Mr. Green's been looking for you. He's furious. He wants that Bendix report straight away. I haven't slept a wink. I was at that boat party with Dave and some of his mates. I haven't done a stroke of work on the report. What the hell am I going to do?
I'm Captain Snooze. You need the snoozinator. 8 hours sleep in 15 seconds.
Now I feel fantastic.
The Snoozinator. 8 hours of sleep in just 15 seconds.
Well done, Susie. The report was a great success, and it means promotion for you. You're off to the Dunstable office.
All thanks to the Snoozinator. Hey, Susie.
The Snoozinator. The unnatural alternative to natural sleep.
Now, before we showcase our next TikTok time saver, let's take a look at this week's Unnovations Star Buy. The special offer that will be literally flying off the shelves if enough people buy it.
Who could forget the fantastic movie Breakfast at Tiffany's? The sparkle of Audrey Hepburn, the charm of George Peppard, the music bit by Henry Mancini. Well, now you'll never forget them with the Breakfast at Tiffany's Spanner Set. A 6-piece spanner set with the words Breakfast at Tiffany's on the side. The Breakfast at Tiffany's Spanner Set. Today's Unnovations Star Buy. Just £98.32. The Breakfast at Tiffany's Spanner Set is in no way connected to or endorsed by Breakfast at Tiffany's, the movie or the book, nor do any mechanics appear in the film as far as we know.
Welcome back to me, Ross Lampton, and I'm pleased to say that joining me in the studio is one of our Unnovations favourites, Alan! Sorry, Natalie. I just saw Alan walk past camera 2 and I blurted his name out because he owes me some money! Sorry, Natalie, I know you're not Alan, you're Natalie.
That's a relief.
Lovely to see you. Now, Natalie, when I say the word flexible rates, what do you think of?
Farms.
Why farms?
I saw a film about one last night.
OK, let's make it easier. Leasehold.
Farms?
Close. I am, of course, talking about mortgages. The one thing that sets us apart from the animal kingdom, owning our own homes. Natalie, do you own your own home?
I don't know.
Well, you're one of the lucky ones, because some people know that they don't and know that they never will, which is where our next fantastic innovation comes in. The mortgage vest. Now, you might be thinking, hang on, that looks just like an ordinary vest. Well, let me reassure you, it is, but it's not. Let me reassure you. The mortgage vest allows those who could never afford to buy a home to experience all the fun and responsibility of owing a mortgage. Except, and this is the clever part, not on an expensive house, but on an overpriced vest.
I don't understand. Could you explain that again?
No. I'll tell you what, why don't you just model it for the viewers while I talk to the nice people at home.
Brilliant.
Unlike a mortgage for your home, a vest mortgage is always affordable. Just about £300 a month or more. The figures aren't really that important. But after 25 years, you'll own the vest outright, or part own it if you've got a joint mortgage, or indeed own none of it if it's a leasehold. And whatever option you choose, you're guaranteed 25 years of mortgage experience. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the monthly statements, the full caboodle. So, Natalie, how are you settling into your new vest?
Well, you just know, don't you? You can tell. You just know as soon as you put it on when you found a vest that's right for you. I'm not sure about this, to be honest.
The great thing about the vest mortgage is that, unlike so many other Unnovations products, you don't need batteries, plugs or a tripod. And you can get a vest mortgage 24 hours a day, provided one of our cool staff are there. That vest looks fantastic, Natalie.
My mortgage vest?
Yes. So, to get on the mortgage vest ladder, call Unnovations now, where our lines will soon be opening. And who knows, in 25 years' time, you might be the proud owner of a plain white vest.
Great.
OK, Natalie, you can take the vest off now.
Oh, but it feels really comfortable. I could really get used to this.
Take it off, Natalie. You're squatting. Unlike these satisfied customers who own their own vest houses.
This will never get tangled up in your shrubs.
I haven't heard a single person say a bad word about it.
To be honest, I can sum up how amazing the gadget is in one word. Really good.
Once you've used it, you'll wonder how you ever got by without one.
Now it's time for my favourite part of Unnovations, our Shopper of the Month award. This is where we pay lip service to an Unnovations viewer who's having something of a crisis or an emotional breakdown. And what's more, we present them with this magnificent plaque and monogrammed spoon. And this month, our award goes to Frank Gambon from Dirty Heath. Frank spent over £79 last month, despite losing his job at a brewery and caring for his teenage son who suffers from a webbed left foot. So, let's take a closer look at the man behind the tears with our Unnovations Shopper of the Month profile. This is Frank, and looking at his picture, I doubt that it was his life's ambition to be dismissed from a beer maker's whilst having to care for a teenage freak. Believe it or not, having a webbed foot is a very rare condition that only affects 1 in 20,000 people. Summary dismissals, on the other hand, are fairly common, particularly when violence is involved, and I'm told that Frank did use his fists on a brewery colleague, but only in self-defence. I guess that's something for the courts to decide. Now, this is a letter from Frank's neighbour Leslie, a pensioner who nominated Frank for our Shopper of the Month award. She writes in her shaky old hand, "Dear Ross, I am a big fan of Unnovations, blah, 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 husband died, blah, 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 wetting the bed, blah." Here it is. I'd like to nominate Frank because he recently spent some money he won gambling on a present for his web-footed son Tim, and he's been ever so down since he lost his job after punching that woman in the brewery. Well, thanks for that letter, Leslie, though reading between the lines, I imagine you're something of a frustrated spinster and I suggest you get some interests. And well done, Frank. Times must be pretty hard at the moment. Hopefully this thing and the spoon will brighten your day.
Here at Unnovations, we pride ourselves on meeting our customers' needs day and night, which is why we're the only shopping channel that works a 25-hour day. The extra 60 minutes come from our Unnovations warehouse, located on a unique land site 9 miles west of Bury, known locally as the Continuum Gap. Here, over the course of a day, seconds expand, eventually becoming minutes and then hours, giving our staff more time to load lorries and jeer at women without delaying your delivery time. Unless a major supermarket bids a lot of money for the site, our warehouse will never move, and Unnovations will continue to work a 25-hour day, 380.2 days a year. Unnovations, tick-tock talking around the clock.
Welcome back to Unnovations. As we all know, the modern world is more dangerous now than it's ever been. It's a well-known fact that life was simpler and safer in the days before everything got so up-to-date. Nowadays, it seems you can't leave the house without getting shot or decapitated or bashing your nut off a paving slab. And that's before you even get to work. Because recent numbers have revealed that the most dangerous place of all is indeed where you work. Or as the boffins call it, the workplace. That's the modern world for you. Well, this next innovation is exactly for those times when someone has an accident at work, and it's called the Whoops First Aid Kit. Now, what's so great about the Whoops First Aid Kit is that it only contains the things you actually need in an office first aid box. So you don't need to pay for all the really fancy stuff like proper bandages and cotton wool, because let's be honest, no one in your workplace is going to really know how to perform a tracheotomy or a heart bypass. I know that if I collapsed right here, right now, and it could happen, the last thing I'd want is Ross doing mouth-to-mouth or loosening my blouse. No, I'd rather be fiddled with down the hospital, thank you very much. And with the Whoops First Aid Kit, the hospital really is your only viable option. So, what exactly do you get for your £64.19? Let's take a look. This kit really doesn't cater for even the simplest of accidents. It only includes a recycled bandage from the time that the musty-smelling bloke from accounts got metal shavings in his eye, a little bottle of liquid, Smells like TCP, but label's peeled off, so it could be anything really. And I wouldn't trust dabbing it on an exposed windpipe in case it makes it worse. A list of things for onlookers to shout. Turn him on his side. The only way you're going to stem the flow is if you put your fist in it. I used to fancy him, but that's put me right off. Someone call the hospital, he's stopped twitching. And lastly, a safety pin. Great. Remember, the Whoops first aid kit is ineffective at any workplace, butchers, offices, restaurants, and the rest. How many other things can you say that about? When an accident occurs in your workplace, you want to be sure that you react swiftly and in the most appropriate manner. And that definitely means staying well away and calling in trained professionals. Order now, before you find yourself clumsily trying to patch up a colleague as their knee hangs off near the photocopier, or even find yourself being pinned down by your boss while your ears bleed. Oh, now, I've just been told we've got a caller on line 3 who wants to talk about the Whoops first aid kit. Karen from Stapleford. Hello, Karen.
Hello, Beverly.
Hello, Karen. Tell me, are you thinking about getting one of these?
Oh, yes. I could have done with one the other week. I had a bit of a mishap in the kitchen.
Oh, Karen, I hope this isn't going to be one of those gruesome kitchen accident stories. I'm ever so squeamish.
Well, I sliced the top of my finger off by accident. And
Karen, that's disgusting.
So, tell me about it. I must have cut a vein or something, because there was blood pumping out all over the place. You know those pepperoni sausage things? The stump end of my finger looked like one of those, cut clean in half. The tip had come right off.
Christ.
I had to search all over the sideboard for it.
Please stop it, Karen.
And then my little boy found it by the bread bin and put it in his mouth.
Oh, God. Oh, can we cut her off? Can we lose her?
I had to slap him on the back of the head with a spoon to make him spit.
There now follows an announcement by the TPC. After a meeting chaired by Bruno, the Telly People Council has reached a partially unanimous verdict with regard to breach of broadcasting standards by the broadcaster Unnovations. In October 1997, the product Tower Block Thrill was featured. One application contained within this pack consisted of a pair of orange suction shoes that Unnovations claimed could be used by young thugs to jump safely from a height of 18 floors and to attract local tarts. Investigations have found both claims to be false. Nobody leaping in the shoes has lived to tell the tale, and there is no evidence to suggest that the plastic footwear is arousing to loose council girls. For a complete transcript of the TPC meeting chaired by Bruno, you can whistle. The decision has been logged and a triplicate copy faxed to Birmingham. This is the end of the verdict.
Hi. You might recognise me. I was born a normal person, but now I'm a famous one. You've probably seen me opening a village fete or even written to me asking if I could rouse a friend from a coma. And if you did, I hope I obliged. But enough about my superior status. I'm here to talk to you about my glass and grass hour, coming up later only on Unnovations. I've always loved glass, and I've always loved grass. And when Unnovations showed me these magnificent hybrids, I thought, bloody wow! These are terrific products I would only be too happy for my fame to endorse. Just take a sneaky peek now. Glass, grass. Wonderful glass and wonderful grass. It's all here, and I've got the lot. So join me, Tony Scannell, later for the Glass and Grass Hour, bringing you the very best in glass and grass with an hour of grassy glass. Magic.
Next up today, we have something that I know everyone watching will immediately think, I must have that. And if you're thinking that already, then well done you, because you're right. Even though you don't know what I'm talking about yet. Try and keep up. Natalie has joined me in the studio to demonstrate this product, and even she doesn't know what it is yet. Do you, Natalie?
Hello, Beverly. No, I'm just here to ask questions like a viewer would. So come on, I can't wait. Put me out of my misery.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Natalie, because that's exactly what this product does do. Puts you out of your misery. Kind of. It's every family's greatest nightmare to have a loved one go missing and only have a lousy, out-of-focus, dated holiday snap for distribution to the world's media. Often your relative can look dirty, grumpy and not worth looking for. Well, not anymore. With Remember Me-matic, this new service from Fadget, professional photographers will call at your home once a year to take clear, happy and cute pictures of each family member, which, in the event of a disappearance, will make the public join up to a search party and snake across fields looking for a bit of rag that looks like your dad's bobble hat.
Oh, that's so thoughtful. So what exactly do you get in the box?
The box comes complete with a voucher and a brochure detailing poses and situations. You take a look, Natalie.
Oh, lovely, yes.
A man smiling with his thumbs up. Everyone will want to help looking for such a happy person.
Oh, look, here's a chain of people at a party doing the conga. This makes the person look fun, and no one wants a fun person to go missing.
I think the key issue with Remember Me-matic is that it gives us all peace of mind. In the event that any of us do go missing, at least we can be sure that we look nice for the cameras. And believe me, working in the business that we do, the worst thing that can ever happen to a person is a bad hair day in front of the cameras. Don't you agree, Natalie?
I think so.
And at just £267.44 per year, the Remember Me-matic is easily affordable for any family that loves each other. And remember, if someone in your family does go missing partway through the year, the rest of the family can enjoy a 12% discount for the following month, because lightning is less likely to strike twice so soon.
And if it did, that would be a tragedy, and the last thing you'd be worrying about is the photo.
Thank you, Natalie. Call us now. Remember Me-matic, product number 25323, Unnovations offer of £267.44.
Remember Me-matic was one of the first Unnovations to be built and designed entirely by droids at our Leicester plant. Since then, they've developed at least 5 more. Here's 3 of them. The Daydream Redeemer is the most potent weapon yet against the romantic, the poetic, and those who exercise thought. Once fitted, this wok-like cranial clamp sends painful electric shocks direct to the temples of anyone gazing wistfully at the sky, philosophizing, or pondering the world about them. What's that, an idea? Zap zap fry! Not anymore. If you like banjo music and lecturing on the Wild West, then you'll love Chalky the Banjo Cowboy. He plays like a banjo, he looks like a cowboy, and his neck is marked with chalk for use during impromptu lectures. Strum him, love him, use him to scroll Wild West essay questions wherever you are. Yeehaw!
You've been watching Unnovations with me, Beverly Newbond, assisted by Natalie Jones. And you can join us again tomorrow for more high-quality goods.
Actually, I'm not in tomorrow, Beverly. I've got an appointment at the doctor's. I've got this rash that's started.
You're oversharing again, Natalie.
Sorry.
Now time to pass you over to Peter Campbell and his French hairstyle hour. Goodbye.
Goodbye.